I'd like to invite Sascha Goldner to come up to give his talk. He's next. Sascha is head of end-to-end support services in Germany for Airbus Defence and Space. He's going to be talking to us today about a case study for UAV operator environment-based mixed reality. Sascha is currently the head of the IT department for Airbus Defence and Space, Airbus Defence and Space, where he's responsible for the operation of several IT infrastructure services. In addition, he runs a so-called Protospace at the Airbus site Munching in Germany. Protospace is a set of units organized as a network throughout Airbus that enables all employees to make their ideas real and to rapidly prototype them based on agile development methodologies. He started in R&D and then focused on IT infrastructure operation and digitization for the last 6 years. And I look forward to hearing your talk. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Yeah, hi guys. As I was introduced, my name is Sascha Goldner. I work for Airbus in the division Defense and Space. My main job, as he said, is I'm working in the IT infrastructure department. My team is providing several services like printing solutions, provisioning of clients, PCs and laptops. So I know, let's say, the legacy IT world quite well. My second role is to push new technologies, to push digitalization inside the company. And that's actually why I'm here. And I want to explain or tell you a little bit how we do digitalization at Airbus. And I brought as well a use case with me I'd like to introduce to you guys. Very briefly on the world of Airbus. So when we talk about Airbus Group, we are about 135,000 employees, mainly based in Europe, France, Spain, UK, and Germany. We basically have 4 divisions. Biggest division dealing with commercial aircraft, so manufacturing, production, maintenance is a big topic here. We do helicopters, commercial side, and military. And that's the world I'm from, the defense division. So we have manufacturing of fighter aircrafts, of transport aircrafts like the A400M, and we heavily focus on drones. And the last division deals basically with everything that's related to space. So we manufacture space rockets like the Ariane, we manufacture satellites and modules for the ISS. In addition to all of the products, we offer services. We try to cover the whole life cycle. We deal with everything that flies, and we try most of the time to make it fly. So when I started telling you about my second role, about digitalization, one of my topics is AR, VR, and the main question I was dealing with the last couple of months is, how can we implement such a consumer technology in a, let's say, traditional company, huge company like Airbus? Thinking about this, we came up with 2 major challenges. When we talk about digitalization, we get new tech, we get new solutions, approaches that we need to evaluate very, very fast in order to determine if this could be value add for our company or not. And the second challenge, especially as a big company, is you're huge, you're big, you're slow. And so normally the entry level for new technology and for new solutions is very, very high. And to overcome these 2 challenges, our answer to that is basically to define a 2-speed operational model or a 2-speed IT model. Meaning, if we stick to this analogy you see in the picture here, on the one side, we have a marathon runner providing basically the core processes, the core infrastructure, ensuring stable operations for our core business. On the other hand, we need a sprinter that needs to be agile. It needs to evaluate new solutions, new technology, fail fast, learn fast. That's the mentality we need to go here. And if we stick with the sprinter, we thought, okay, now how can we implement this in our company? And the answer to that is a team called Airbus Digital Incubator. And this team first asked the question, what does digitalization mean for us? And so they came up, or we came up with the answer, which is we defined 9 areas that are important and define digitalization for us. Augmented virtual reality, of course, 3D printing, IoT, AI, and so on and so on. And only if at least one of those areas is tackled by a problem, by a solution, then we really talk about digitalization. Now, what is the actual tool to evaluate solutions, new technology very fast? And this is the so-called protospace in Airbus. This protospace is basically a facility that provides room, tools, and basically equipment. And the idea behind the protospace is that you have an idea, that you combine it with new technology, you build a prototype, and then you can see if the idea with the new technology has potential, can fly or not. And then second very important thing about the protospace organization is that it's open to all employees. We heard that now several times during the conference. It is very important for people to feel and to experience new technology like AR, VR, because only then they can understand what are the capabilities of those devices, what can I use them for, and what can I not do with this. And so what we do at the protospace, especially at the site where I'm located, we provide those AR, VR devices to our employees, regardless of level or expertise. Even blue collars from the shop floor, they can go there and take the devices, take on a HoloLens, and just experience this device. And our hope is that with them understanding what the technology can do, they go back to their area of work. They start thinking about, hey, I have every day this problem. Maybe I can use this new technology in order to solve this. So the approach is bring the technology to the people and not the other way around. Do not try to take the technology and find the problem for this technology to solve with. And the protospace is a network. So we have lots of protospace facilities scattered all over the Airbus group on different sites. Every protospace is focusing on a different area. For example, the site where I'm located, we focus on AR, VR. So I have colleagues from other sites. If they have questions and they want to develop something, they come to me. If I need expertise in 3D printing, I go to my colleague in Toulouse and get the help from him. So this is really the benefit, leveraging this network. The usual setup is quite simple. We offer rooms for sprints, so for brainstorming sessions where you can collaborate, exchange with your colleagues. And of course, we provide then prototyping labs where you can experiment, demonstrate, and create your prototypes. And protospace, the name has prototype in it, so this is really the key message here. We are not developing something like a pilot, or we do not do projects. We really stop with the prototype after 2, 3, or 4 weeks maximum, because we need to see very quickly if this new approach, new technology can work with a certain problem. Of course, we partner up. We do not have access or do not provide new technology for ourselves or make them for ourselves. We have a huge network where we get where we acquire the new technologies. We share the experience and the expertise, and then our hope is really then to come up with new disruptive solutions that are a benefit for our company. And this brings me to the use case, which was developed in a protospace. The, let's say, first draft or the first type of the prototype, it took about 2 weeks. We did then afterwards some tweaking for another 2 weeks. So overall, it took about four weeks to develop this one. The title is UAV Field Operator Environment based on MR. So we have a UAV operator. So first of all, we have a UAV, a small drone in this case, and field operator, so different to a a drone operator sitting somewhere in a facility in a room. This guy is really in the field and sitting in front of his tablet where he can control the drone. Now, the problem is that I don't see my slides anymore. Okay, I'll wait. But I can continue to explain. So the thing is, with the UAV operator being in the field, they usually are in a very noisy and busy environment, which makes it very hard for them to concentrate on the actual operation of the drone. Maybe you can go to the slide. Perfect. So as I said, it's sometimes really hard for them to focus on their actual job. Said before, their current drone controls is an Android tablet, is an Asus Transformer 18-inch tablet. You see the controls here on the slides. Yeah, that's the Asus situation. And they came to us and said, okay, what can we do about that? And the easiest and first thing we came up is to say, okay, if they cannot concentrate on their actual job because they're in a noisy environment, we try to give them a closed environment. So we just took an HTC Vive, gave them some headphones, so created basically a closed environment for them. We mirrored the Android application of the drone controls into VR using AirDroid. Started with the controllers, with the HTC Vive controllers, where they could then operate. This is, of course, not practical. So we used the Leap Motion then to add hand gestures, and we used the built-in camera of the HTC Vive to switch between VR and the real world. What I just described, you can see in the video, which is hopefully going to start now. Okay, perfect. So it's not really beautiful, but I think you get the idea. Yeah, you can see here the mirrored Android tablet with the controls. In the background, you see the live feed of the drone. You can see the operator using the controller and as well using the hand gesture. Now he switched between VR and the real world. Yeah. So as for the feedback from the operators, the feedback was quite good. For a work of 2 weeks, they said that I'm sorry for that. This is, I don't know, guys, what's happening with the slides, but lessons learned was the first feedback was quite good for the field operators. They like the closed environment. What we need to do, nevertheless, is to improve the hand-based interaction because the Leap Motion is sometimes not accurate enough. And we want to replace the AirDroid app just to be independent of this application. And one thing, definitely, we need to find a different solution to the HTC Vive because the HTC needs a lot of computing power, which is very unhandy if you're in the field. You don't always carry a gaming PC with you. Now, I'm open for any questions you might have.
I've got a quick one for you, Sascha, before you leave. So, I mean, going to and following on Jürgen's presentation, this is great for initial prototyping and launching and testing out some initial ideas within your structure. And how do you migrate that from the initial conceptualization and testing to kind of the rest of the kind of the product chain, so to speak?
That's exactly the step that you have to do between the sprinter and the marathon runner. Yeah. You need to transform somehow the prototype into a project. That's classical project management, yeah. But the thing is, I think the important part that Jürgen mentioned as well, you need to get the people on board, the domain expert, he called them, on board before, during the proof of concept, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. And do not create the solution around the technology. Let the people use the technology to find the solutions basically for you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great advice. Yeah. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.